Hi, I'm going to read Killer Whale Eyes. It's one of my favorite stories by Sondra Segundo. She is a local author and artist. She lives in Seattle. She's Haida, um, which is an Alaska Native tribe. And I'm going to start with reading her introduction. She writes, I created this whale tale from Haida stories that were passed down over the years. We believe that our spirits become one with ravens, eagles, wolves, bears, salmon, seals, killer whales, frogs, and other beautiful life that surrounds our land. We treat these lives with honor and respect. Many native people call orcas killer whales because they are natural hunters and protectors. They are known not to harm people. On my tribal lands, there have been many true instances of killer whales helping us. One example is of them guiding boats back to shore during a storm. So it starts. Way back in time, about 423 years to be exact, in a Haida village by the sea, a little girl was born with eyes like no other. Her eyes were unique and blue as the ocean deep. When her beloved Haida people looked into these deep blue eyes, a feeling of quiet wonder came over them, like when you look out to sea on a warm summer's day and know that the world is magic. The little girl belonged to the Killer Whale House, one of many crest houses and clans in the village, and she loved to play in the water. As a young girl, her favorite playtime activity was swimming with the sea otters. She liked to hold the tiny babies in her hand. She was so gentle and kind that the mama otters trusted her with their little ones. They too felt a quiet wonder when they looked into her eyes. During these alone times with her friends of the sea, she sang her song. It was a song that the people came to know and love, for it echoed the wondrous sounds of the ocean. As she grew into a young woman, her china, which is Haida for grandpa, taught her how to carve. She showed amazing talent in this skill. Together, they worked on a very special canoe. When the canoe was finished, they prepared to celebrate. Everyone was so busy, they did not notice their Dagwaang, which means dear one, is a term of endearment, was not helping them. She was down by the water's edge, gazing at the canoe. Gradually, a warm feeling began to build inside her chest. She closed her eyes and imagined herself far from land, paddling strong and fast. She opened her eyes, and to her great surprise, she wasn't just imagining it. The village was ready to celebrate. They called out to their Dagwaang. No answer. The canoe and the girl were gone. Exhausted from searching that night, the villagers went into their warm longhouses to rest. Their thoughts and prayers were with their Dagwaang, who had disappeared on the sea. China would not leave the water's edge. Nana, which means grandma in Haida, tried to bring him out of the cold, but he wouldn't budge. He stared out to the sea. She wrapped him in a warm blanket and went inside. As the sun rose the next morning, Chana was still waiting. His eyes were tired, and his body was chilled from the cool sea air. Suddenly he saw the canoe. It was floating in the tide. How happy he was! But when the canoe reached the shore, China could only see her clothes and the paddle. She was not there. Time passed as it always does. About 4 seasons to be exact, yet the hearts of the people still ached. The people of the killer whale house decided to have a ceremony in honor of their Dagwaang. Since her disappearance, the canoe had never been used. The people knew this was not right, so their canoe was once again carried to the shore and launched. The people plunged their paddles into the water and were on their way. They paddled to the beat of China's drumming and sang their Dagwaang's special song. And I'm going to share the special song with you now, as sung by Sondra. And the words of that are, I am a child of the ocean. I hear her calling to me. Through the songs of my relative killer whale, I hear her calling to me. Just then, a pod of killer whales surfaced. They too sang a song. It calmed the people. Slowly, the canoe drifted to a stop. The people and the whales had no fear of one another. They shared a peaceful love and respect. China looked into the eyes of one of the whales and saw it was crying. He told the whale to come closer. They looked into each other's eyes and understood that these were not tears of sadness, but of joy. In that moment, he realized that this whale was his granddaughter's beautiful eyes and spirit. It was their Dagwaang. Oh, how their hearts filled with love and amazement as Kunjadas, which means whale girl, greeted the people. How they missed one another. For you see, she was not lost after all. She had just joined her loved ones of the sea, and even though she had left her human life behind, Kunjadas knew she and the Haida people would one day reunite. Although they lived in different worlds, they would always be close to help, comfort, and love each other. After all, family is family. Together, the people and the whales felt the ever so quiet wonder that told them the world is truly magic. And that is the end. So, I just found out actually, while talking to my friend, that she is in the process of writing a follow up, a second part to this book where Kunjadas has a whale baby, and the whale baby wants to join the people and be human. So when that comes out, we'll read that book too. Thank you, everybody.